Yo, your boy's back, and this time I'm a dad of 3. So you may have noticed that Aphrodite has been kind of quiet for the last couple of months. Well, there's been a lot of activity on Aphrodite talking about this guy, showing photos like this, and this, and this. But actual videos like this have been in short supply because, again, of this guy. Honestly, I was just paying more attention being his dad than talking to you, which I'm sure you understand. But now I have a few minutes and I'd love to give you an update on what I've experienced for the last 2 months being a dad with a child that is much younger than my other children. Because here's the thing, when I first became a dad, I was on the older side of the young parents, and now that I'm a dad for the 3rd time, I'm on the younger side of the old parents. So I'm breaking my parenting life into 2 segments. The time when I was a new young parent, which is with my first 2 kids, and the time I was a new older parent, which is now with my 3rd kid. Again, this guy. Cutie pie. So even though I've only been an older parent for about 2 months, I have noticed that there are some really interesting differences. And in fact, there's a lot of good things that have come from being older this time. Now, obviously there are a lot of benefits to being a younger parent. You have more energy, you're more flexible, you can get down on the ground with your kids easier, and you have a lot more of your life to look forward to when your kids grow up. But here are some of the benefits I've discovered about being an older parent. Firstly, you just have more stuff. You have more resources and more space. You're probably further along in your career. You've saved up some more money. You've maybe bought a bigger property or renting a bigger property. So having a child when you actually have space in your house as opposed to living in a small flat is a huge benefit. With our first 2 kids, we didn't have a garden to walk out in when the sun was shining, and now we do, and it's better. So having a little bit more resources is a good thing. The other thing about being a slightly older parent, for us at least, is that not only are we older parents, but we also have 2 older kids who are helpful. They're old enough to help around the house. At the very least, they're old enough to look after themselves for a bit while we have to give the baby attention. So they're not taking all of our attention while we're trying to juggle a baby, but they can also come in, they can hold the baby, they love playing with him, they want to spend more time with him than they want to spend with me, which is both really exciting and kind of sad. But it is so great to have 2 older children who are not only able to be involved, but also desperately want to be involved with their little brother. So there are more hands around the house to help look after the baby, there's more space in the house to look after the baby, there's also more space in my head to look after the baby, if that makes sense. I'm further along in my mental health journey, which means I've gone to therapy, I've done a lot of my own work on being calmer and more controlled and happier, which makes it easier to parent a child. Because let's be real, if you are struggling with depression or anxiety or any other mental health stuff that we have, it is very hard to also raise a mentally well person, because you're struggling with your own stuff and now you have to deal with this person who can't even tell you what the problem is because they can't talk at all. So not having to worry about my own mental health just means, again, there's more space in my head to think about all the stuff that comes with raising a new person. But the biggest thing I've learned for the last 2 months is that we understand that things in parenting don't last forever. Because we've been through this process with our other 2 boys, we know that the periods where it's a struggle to get him to sleep won't last forever. We know those times when it's really difficult at night because he's awake so many times throughout the night, that doesn't last forever. We know that he won't want to be in our arms forever. We know that he won't be a baby who's completely dependent on us forever. We know those things go. So when those hard periods arrive, we have these 2 people in our house that are vivid reminders that those hard times won't last. They're also stark reminders that the joyful, adorable, happy baby times don't last either, which means we have to really appreciate all the time we have with our new baby boy as much as we possibly can be, because very soon he's going to be running around, causing trouble and talking back to us, just like our older boys do. So really, being an older parent gives you the perspective that allows you to enjoy and value the time as much as possible while not stressing and worrying about the stuff that you don't need to stress about as little as possible. And that is such an unexpected win from being an older parent. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I would love to get your perspective. Were you an older-ish parent or a younger-ish parent? And what was your experience like with those kind of camps? Leave it in the comments below or send me an email to aphrodaddyct@gmail.com. I will catch you soon. Maybe not too soon because, hey, I've got a whole baby to raise. Thanks so much. Aphrodaddy out.